Here we go. Welcome, Ami Yeasmin, to the Body Talks.
Thank you so much, Chloe. You can't believe how excited I am to be here.
Thank you. And I'm so grateful to have you here with us. You're an amazing, amazing woman. So inspiring. That embodies joy and that is inspiring thousands and thousands of people online, but also in real life, because we met in real life. I saw how much you inspired everyone in that room. So I could not have you as part of this family ecosystem project. And I could not have my followers and listeners to just get to know you and your wonderfulness.
Well, thanks for this opportunity. I think we also can thank Sophie T for bringing us together and Alex.
True.
At the show.
We're going to talk about this. If you listen to previous episodes, Sophie T, the amazing artist that was also a guest here, is the person who introduced each other to each other, because we both walked the show at the London Palladium 2 years ago. We were actually chatting before coming here.
Yes.
We are both nudies. We walked naked, painted, and we did this catwalk at the London Palladium, and then we strutted our beautiful bodies. Amy, I mean, we shared this wonderful experience.
Wasn't it a life-changing experience?
It was a life-changing.
It really was, in ways I couldn't have even imagined or thought of. I did it as going out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Obviously with things to do with my body and mind.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, taking your clothes off and being painted, that's a very big body issue, is it not?
I know. Well, we're going to talk about this in this episode. But as per tradition, we're going to do two things. First, we're going to describe ourselves. So for our listeners that are not able to see us, they will be able to imagine how gorgeous we look, especially you, princess, here. I cannot wait to hear about this dress. I love, you know what I'm doing for people that can see us? I'm pushing her skirt that is taking over the whole sofa on me as well, because I want her to take over the sofa, because she's the princess, the queen here, and I need you to see that. And she was like, no, I don't want to take space. I don't want to be a prima donna. You are. So this is your sofa. And second of all, we're going to do a little exercise, a breathing exercise. It's a body scan. And I'm going to invite you to breathe 3 times with me, and then to connect to your body, and then to see what your body is telling you. You know, the body talks. What is your body telling you today? And this is how we start our conversation. And then we can talk about all the rest, of course, around the body, but like your life, your experience, and everything that will come up. Before starting, we also said we're both neurodivergent, and then we just like to talk. So I have a timer there, and I'm gonna try to bring in the conversations. But at the same time, I love this to be a really honest, flowing conversation. So I prepare some questions, but maybe let's see where we go, because the most authentic things come to just being present, right?
Being present here and now, and isn't that life?
Isn't that life? So here we go. Let's start with a little audio description. Amy, would you like to just give us the pleasure to tell us what you're wearing?
For those who can see, you can see what Chloe's doing. She's pulled my dress over her lap, which really makes me a prima donna, does it not? But for those who can't see, it's a kind of an interesting dress that could be taken for not a ball gown effect, but it really has an awful lot of material from the waist down. It's leopard print, very easy to wear. And actually, wearing it with leopard print today with my orange painted nails, orange lipstick.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I've got earrings in. And for those who probably even can see, won't be able to notice, there's paint. Yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah. I can see some orange in there.
So, Chloe, that's what I wore at the Palladium. And these have been painted accidentally by Alex.
No.
When she was painting my body, it went there. I didn't notice it at first, and afterwards I noticed it. And look, I've not touched them, obviously not washed them off, haven't added to it. One could. So that's what I wear often as a reminder, oh my goodness, of that day. So I think that's pretty much to describe. And I love my rings. I do love statement rings. And this is a butterfly on here, an orange butterfly ring. Yeah, and this is just what I felt like wearing today. Yeah. In case people are wondering, do I dress like this all the time? The answer is yes, often. Not all the time, but if I feel like it, it doesn't matter about the destination. I will wear this. Life's too short, and I know we all say that, so that is why. This is what I felt with this weather. I thought, Amy, go as a leopard.
Rawr, Ami.
And I'm in the right studio for that.
Honestly, this is
because
perfect.
opposite me is like a forest here, isn't it?
It is. We are at Mango Studios London in Finsbury Park, so thank you for having us. Absolutely. And Amy, what about your build, your like skin type?
Yeah. So
your
I
hair?
am 5 feet tall, and if I'm honest, it's probably just under, but I like to add that little bit more. Who cares about a millimetre or so,
No
right?
one.
So I'm 5 feet tall, quite short, therefore. I have got a medium build, though. I'm not tiny in my curvature and size. And I've got a size 3 UK feet size. And that's where, when I was pregnant with my first daughter, I've got 4 daughters. I've given birth 4 times. I remember the surgeon saying, you will never have the baby coming out, because they used to measure your feet size and they correlated to your hip size, and it didn't actually happen. It was okay for me, so I am quite petite, I call it, but that's me.
Amazing. And then
and my hair, so I've gone, so it used to be really black, quite black when I was younger, black throughout my years, and I dyed it blonde because I wanted to see if blondes did have more fun.
Right.
They do. They did. I did. And then I stayed like that. And then anyway, cut a long story short, I've been red-haired. I've tried different colours since then. I used to try different washes. I reached, it was early 60s, I would say, towards the end of 59, I wanted to go silver.
Right.
So my hairdresser had to dye it because I still had black roots. So I went silver, and then I had cancer, and chemotherapy made my hair fall out.
Right.
Then it started to grow really white.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't touched my hair since. This is kind of chemotherapy hair.
Okay.
Really. So I am loving the
Gorgeous colour.
Silvers and other colours that are coming through.
Gorgeous. Honestly, it's silver. Like it's...
Really? And it's so
gorgeous.
thin. I mean, I was just saying to Chloe earlier, wasn't I? It's a different subject altogether. But when you lose your hair, trust me, you lose your identity, a loss of all of that. But I found something else in its place. I actually literally found my space.
Yes.
And so I have days, bad hair days. We all do. But I have bad hair days, meaning I miss the old Amy. I used to have lots more hair. And if you see my old pictures, you can see that. Mm-hmm. But the way I treat it is we all change.
Yeah.
And it's about now.
Yeah.
And so I think I've dug deeper even for my joy to come out.
Yeah.
And the best accessory there is my smile.
Yeah.
Even if I say so myself. And that's what I wear a lot.
Wow.
So, hair. Okay,
Fantastic.
it's okay, but I work with it.
Fantastic. I love the concept of you finding your face, because that's what people could see and not be quote unquote distracted by the hair, and then you found
not
a whole
hide
new
behind my hair.
That's beautiful.
But hair is beautiful. I mean, that's why it's called the crowning glory.
Oh.
There is a reason to that, and I'm looking at your hair, Chloe. Absolutely, 100%. I would have that hair.
Thank you. It's like I washed it last night and I just slept on it. This is I didn't do anything.
How lovely is that?
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't even brush it, so maybe it's a bit messy right now. But I'm embracing my kind of like curls that are not curls, like my waves, and that's it. I'm just at that stage where I'm like, I don't want to color it, to straighten it, I just leave it as it is. I just feel my most natural self, and it's paying off, because it's quite strong. Because if you don't dye it, if you don't stress it much, or and then
it's probably better quality.
Yeah,
and it's all interesting, isn't it? Because for me, I wanted to change it though when I was younger.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Yeah.
I loved. Because going outside I was always dark, my eyebrows are dark. Asian people on the whole are born fairly with darker hair. Yeah. Not all, but on the whole. And I thought, I want to be different. So I went through that stage as well.
I love that.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I had some changes of color as well when I was younger, but recently I'm like, I just wanted to be easy maintenance and
just be you, isn't it? Wake
maybe
up
because
and
I'm 37 now. Maybe because I sort of found me, and me is like my natural hair, and that's it. But to be able to get there, you need to change and find different and experiment.
That's it, isn't it? Explore, experiment, innovate. All important, isn't it?
Yeah,
100%. And for me. Yeah, sure, I'm enjoying my orange lipstick today and a little bit of makeup, but I actually love the days when I have nothing on as well. And I actually can go out like that too and love it.
Yeah. 100%, yeah. Let me do a quick description of myself as well, and then we go into the breathing exercise. I am a tall, white, curvy woman. I'm 5'9". I am wearing like very like austerity inspired outfit. I'm wearing.
Show you outfit.
Shall
You
we?
with my skirt.
No, leave me your skirt as a blanket. I'm wearing a tight black skirt with black tights and black shoes, and then a white shirt with a black tie and a black blazer, kind of very masculine cut. And the reason why I'm wearing this actually, it was a specific choice because this afternoon I'm also going to the Q Archives where they just opened an exhibition about love letters. And it's basically an archival collection of love letters from the past. And they highlight different stories of how people used to live authentically. So it's a lot of forbidden love stories. And one of them that I'm going to highlight and film about. I don't know if you know Gentleman Jack, the show. She's called Anne Lister from the 1800s. And she was one of the, not pioneer lesbians, but she had a relationship with this other Anne, this other woman. And there is a whole net series about their relationship.
Yeah.
And it was a secret relationship because at the time, of course, it was illegal. And in the exhibition, they're going to have the love letters, the real ones from the 1800s. And I'm going to go and explore them. So this is my base to then transform even more into Anne Lister, lol, no, but like the vibe, and then do that. So I'm like, this is why. But it works really well with you on this sofa.
Yeah.
Like the masculinity, the femininity, the black and white, the leopard.
We should go together.
I mean, you're welcome
break
to
into
come. So fun. So yeah, this is us. Sorry, 12 minutes in, but we love it. And we're taking all the time we want to really go deeper into what we feel that we want to share. So I love that for us. Thank you for being here with us and for listening through and trusting us. Let's now go to the breathing exercise. Let's do a body scan. Okay, now this is where we sink in our body. I ask you to close your eyes and to just start breathing with me. If you are in a position, you listener or you watcher, to actually join us, closing your eyes and sinking in your body for the next couple of minutes, I invite you to do so. And if you're driving and you can't do it, of course, like safety first. Or if you have some other impediments, just do what you can. But if you feel like, and if you have the time to take a few seconds for yourself and for the breathing, I really highly recommend to do it because it's going to change then how you feel in the next few hours. So, okay, so I invite you, Amy, to breathe with me. So we're going to inhale for 4, hold for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 8. And we're going to do it together.
Okay.
Let's go. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. And exhale really slowly for 8 count. 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, inhale for 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And a long, slow exhale for 8 count. And the last one, inhale for 4. Hold the breath for 4. And the longest, lowest exhale you can today. I invite you to still keep your eyes closed. And now connect with your body. So I ask you to do a little body scan. Start connecting with your crown, your head, your hair, your eyes, your ears. I'm going to go through the whole body and I ask you to see if any of these body parts have any message for you today. So if there is any messages coming through or any memories related to that particularly want to speak today. So your mouth, your throat, connect with your shoulders. We'll go down to the body, your chest, your back, your stomach, your internal organs, your lungs, your bladder, your pelvic area, and then we go down to your legs, your ankle, your feet, your toes. Oh, your arms, your fingers, your hands. Maybe I let you to breathe a little bit more like another little in and out. And then whenever you're ready, without even opening your eyes, if you like, you can tell me if any part of your body is communicating something to you today.
I think my hands.
Okay. And what are your hands telling you?
I think, I know I've painted them orange, so they look really bright and beautiful. And I've adorned them with my rings.
Yeah.
And yet, they feel as if they're often not thought of. They feel a bit tingly and heavy at the moment. Mm-hmm. And I use them a lot. I mean, we all use our hands so much. Mm-hmm. To the point that if you can imagine not having them, I guess you'd realise how much you hold with them, you describe with them when you talk. And a lot of people are quite animated with their hands. I think that's lovely. You touch, oh my God, so many things and people. I couldn't do my buttons, couldn't dress myself without them. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to say my hands at all. Interesting, isn't it?
It just came out.
Just came out. And it's not even my favourite part of my body necessarily. I've never disliked them, but I've never been in love with my hands.
Right.
And they've given me lots of trouble during my illnesses with my veins.
Right.
And yet today, I think I would say with all due respect, I kind of need to hold them myself today.
Wow.
And touch my face with them. And that's reminded me something, may I say, Chloe, when I was a little girl. And ever since then, like now they're a little bit, if I can touch you, clammy. Can you feel my clammy hands? So it's what you would call a slight perspiration. They're not as bad as they used to be. But when I was a little girl, they would be completely clammy and wet, to the point that when we used to write with ink in school, you should have seen my page. It was smudges and it would like be flowing into the page. I was so embarrassed. So embarrassed. That is the best word, because nobody made me feel that. The teacher would give me tissue or whatever, but it's not nice. And then I went through a slightly older age where people would touch my hand and say, ew, what's that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there was that. And the worst thing was you couldn't sew. I couldn't sew. You pulled the needle and you need very dry fingers. That's probably why they wear thimbles, right? But I couldn't sew. There were things I couldn't do when I was younger. To this day, I probably have never tried sewing. When I started to date a little bit, if you can call it that, I wasn't really dating. My first thing was, oh my God, I don't want to shake hands. I don't want to. What do you do when you meet people? And when I went for job interviews as well, they'll always say, take their hand out to shake. Yeah. And in a weird way, I was glad for COVID that took that away for a short while, because, I don't know how people would feel when I hold your hand. See, yours is dry, beautiful and dry. Chloe's like thinking, no,
it's true.
It's true, but mine isn't.
It's so lovely though. It's very it's like a hug. It's so beautiful.
And I was just thinking, I have been fighting them for so long. Of recent, I haven't cared as much, truthfully, but why has it come up today? Maybe to share with you this story. Yeah. And the thing is, none of my daughters inherited it, and I'm glad. I'm not going to lie, I'm glad they haven't.
Okay.
And the thing is, I still got to marry 3 times, so it didn't put off the 3 men. But it's just so funny, and I've just lived, and I still will have it a little bit. You know, I don't know why. It's not a condition I'm sure that many people talk about. Having said that, yes, on my hands, and no to, I don't sweat much elsewhere.
Yeah.
So maybe it's all my hands. Who knows why and how?
That's amazing.
Yeah. But I have today to say, with all due respect, because all my nails fell off as well during chemo, all fell off.
Yeah.
So I've been without nails, and it was a very painful experience. And these are my own nails.
Right.
So I'm very proud, and maybe my hands are just saying, look, we are what we are. We're not perfect, and there's your life story, Amy. So be who you are.
Wow.
And that's not about perfection. It may even be an odd thing, but but live through that. Because if I touch some paper and say you've written with ink, I could smudge it. Seriously.
Wow.
So, you know, painting would be different. When you paint, it doesn't matter to have clammy hands, I guess.
But that is fantastic. I love that. And actually, I've never heard anyone talking about clammy hands or like, it's not really a topic. Like, what? We've been chatting before this, and we've been talking about like different parts of the body and different things, and hands, I love that they just came up.
And I wasn't going to bring them up anyway. I mean, not consciously also. I mean, I wasn't planning not to, but I didn't plan to.
But I told you, like, don't think about it.
I just didn't think about it, and that's what came up.
And you know, Amy, like, I love that you said that they're a map of your life, because I would love for you to introduce yourself, and how would you introduce yourself, and to tell us a little bit about little Amy. And I know I'm not gonna ask you. It's not gonna be a life story in half an hour now, because it's impossible. Like you are like, we can't. But it would be good to see what comes up today. What would you like to share with us?
Yeah, I
and
agree.
also,
lovely.
Like, that brought you to where we met at the Palladium, and how did it come about?
Yeah.
And also, because I wanted to mention it at the end, but you said that your Instagram handle is like artisan, basically, artisan Amy.
Bisbrook Artisans.
Because
So I live in Bisbrook. It's the name of a village.
Yeah.
I come from Rutland, and there's like 56 villages.
Yeah.
So I live in one of them called Bisbrook.
Yeah.
And we kept that name in as a handle because artisans is artists who start from scratch with anything, be it painting, be it a product, be it cookery. And my husband at the time became a sourdough baker, and we did become award-winning sourdough bread. And the first people that bought it were from the village.
That's amazing.
So he really was keen to keep Bisbrook as the handle, and artisans. And I've just added my name up front, Amy.
Yeah.
I just never changed it.
Absolutely. No, but what I wanted to say is that artisans are people that create with their hands usually.
Oh, my
So maybe
God,
you are
of
an
course,
artisan.
Chloe, thank you.
Know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
a light bulb moment there.
You are also the artisan of your own life. You create.
Chloe.
I know. So, yeah, because you're like, artisans are, hands.
So you know what? It is a combination, isn't it, of accidental things almost, and then the realization, because I've never really thought of it like that. Because Lance, my husband at the time, was the baker.
Right.
To me, he was the artist.
Right.
I helped with the marketing and actually a lot of creative aspects to that. Will admit I enjoyed it. I used to be in school teaching in education, so I used that in my marketing.
Right.
But I never thought of my hands.
Yeah.
Never thought of my hands as so. Maybe my life has been
crafted by you.
Gosh, crafted by me.
Oh my God, I have tingles. So
Chloe, thank you for that insight. I'm taking that insight with me. Yeah.
It just came out.
Thank you.
I mean,
wow.
Thank you. So, how did you become an artisan, my dear?
So this is it. Can I call myself an artisan, or did I see it as, Lance the baker, then my daughter, who also is quite an artist and took some of the food into a foodie business with her husband has. Do I call them the artisans? Or am I an artisan? Could you be an artisan by the very life you live?
Yeah. Can you be a joy artisan?
Can I be a joy artisan? Because that is from scratch. That is actually joy from when you've been on the floor, literally with very little. And by the way, I always do a disclaimer there. I always think, oh my goodness, I don't want any pity or sympathy for that. And also I'm aware of people there'll always be people who are living worse lives than you, or worse experiences than you, or have gone through different things than you. We've all got stories to tell, so I don't think it's a comparison thing.
No, never.
Yeah,
comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah,
remember?
and also it actually doesn't do any credit to others. If I start to say, "Oh my God," but no, you've been through something worse. I'm so sorry. That isn't what they want to hear.
No.
So sticking to my story, the way it happened, I've been in very dark times, and I think maybe I had to start from scratch again and again and again. And now I'm at a stage in life where I'm thinking, I'm going to be honest with you right now. I am living the best life I have ever lived. seriously, even though before there's been many wonderful moments. But this is it, because we were talking about living right now.
Yeah.
And so right now I'm living the best life I've ever lived, but I'm also embracing duality. Duality. It's not with rose-tinted, it's not about waking up each morning and thinking, oh my God, nothing bad must happen today. I want it to all be good, because then that's a fear. So what I do wake up, though, is I just look around and I really do embrace and thank what I've got already, which was a comfortable bed that I woke up in, a warm room that I wake up in, and actually, so much to be grateful for. I start with that, and then let's see what happens. Let's see what I can grab in the day. And that grabbing has to come from some joy. And the duality means I may grab something that doesn't go right, or I am in a situation that happens to not be, it's challenging, put it that way. So what do you do? And the first thing is you look out the window and the weather may not be what you want. Raining, gloomy, whatever. What do you do? Yes, we all want the sunshine. Maybe we do. We all want a rainbow at least. But for the rainbow, I often think you've got to have the rain and the sun.
Correct.
Goes without saying. But yeah, it's not that underneath my joy there's bad stuff happening. It's that with my joy. So it's side by side. With my joy, I can also look, and I have got some painful experiences. One of them, and I won't go into the full story, it's a long, painful story, but I do not see my brother.
Right.
And it is a painful story. It's happened partly to do with how he views his life with his family, which includes me. But I don't see him at the moment, but I love him deeply. So I throw that out to the universe. So I can still be sad about that, but I keep it with my joy. And it just means, okay, so the joy in that is, look how much you love him, Amy. And that's the love. That still doesn't deny the love.
Absolutely.
Just because you can't see him and he can't see you. And if it's meant to happen one day, it will. It will. But for now, I walk out with different things like that, and I keep them. I keep them as part of my joy, if you see what I mean.
Wow. I love that. Absolutely. Yes. And you told me a story earlier when we were having a coffee together that I really loved, and I think more people might need to hear. If you would like to share it again, but you were saying that you were leaving the hospital room, and then you wanted to just leave with joy. So you made the joy happen. Can you tell us that episode?
I will. And for a long time, Chloe, I'll be honest, when I do things like this that I'm about to share with you, there is a little thought that used to go through my mind is, Amy, be careful. Are you wanting attention?
Right.
Are you seeking to show off? Yeah. Because that comes from childhood, lots of things. An actor, a singer, if you get on the stage, aren't you being a little bit like,
Prima donna?
Prima donna.
No.
Every one of those thoughts is smashed away. And I don't prove myself with that. I just know. And I thought, no. It is a dual thing. It is good for me to seek that joy and bring it out, and for the people in hospital. So I was in this ward with lots of older patients like myself. I include myself as one of the older ones. But there was an 89-year-old amazing woman across me from the bed, and I'd been in hospital for 3 weeks.
Right.
They're trying to find out some issues with my body, which lost mobility. Long story short, I was being discharged, and I thought, you're right, I thought I can't leave. I can't leave just like this now. I'd obviously made a few friendships here and there, as you do, with total strangers, as you do. I thought, no, do you know what? I've got to do a party, but what kind of party with no food, no music, in a hospital? What do I mean by a party? And then I thought, well, a party is anything you define as, what is a party? Isn't it a few people together having some fun? Be it dancing, music, singing, whatever. So I said, okay, everybody, on the ward, I said, I'm being discharged today. And actually, they were very sweet. They were saying, oh, no, Amy, because I'd already told them stuff, and obviously we'd already had lots of laughter. I said, we got to do an ABBA. We've got to do something with ABBA.
We've got to do an ABBA party.
Then the 18-year-old friend across from me said, and I can sing ABBA. I said, can you? Oh my God, because I was wondering where the music would happen. So I found ABBA on my phone, and she chose Dancing Queen, which was just perfect. I'd at that stage just began to move with a walking frame and a walking stick. So I thought, okay, well, I've just got to dance. But you've all got to sing, I said to everybody. You've all got to sing. Not just leave it to Linda was her name. But she started to sing and she was really good. You know, you can dance. And before you knew it...
You can dance.
You can dance. And I was walking around her bed with my walking stick and swinging it in the air. And this male nurse came by. He stopped and he goes, my God, I was wondering what was happening here. And everyone said, oh, she's just leaving. And we're just having a party.
I love that.
And the joy that was there. And one of them did say, and that gave me mixed emotions, that, oh, now what we're going to do tomorrow, you know, what we're going to do without you. And that's the next stage, I think, Chloe, is this joy I'm digging deep for doesn't just belong to me. And if I'm sharing it, I really want it to be felt and known that we all can have that and dig deeper. And I said to Linda, you must just sing again. You must just sing again when I'm not here, and, you know, make sure you do it. And I mean, we have lots of different talents we bring to the table. We all bring something to the table. And maybe I do like bringing people together as well. I was thinking that. I'm good at that and I do enjoy that. But it's not to keep it to myself that I do it. Does that make sense?
100%. And in fact, that shows up really well on your social media, because I was going through it and I saw so many videos of you dancing and celebrating life. And then one was like, oh, when I found out about my mobility limitations, I danced. When I was about to, I left chemo, I danced.
Yes.
So you share with the wider audience that can actually be inspired and take a leaf from your book, because it's not just in person, like you just said, but you are amplified through the content as well, which is a gift to the universe. So when did you decide to actually start moving and dancing on camera so that more people could be affected by this joy?
I've never forgotten why and how. So before, long time ago, obviously I've always must have enjoyed dancing, and I do from far back. I was never one where someone would say to me, for example, come on dance, and I was never one to say no. I would be getting up before they could ask me. So obviously I love dancing, I knew that, but not like this. This is different. This came when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I remember going home and thinking, right, okay, so chemotherapy doesn't start until September.
Right.
I've got the whole summer, because it was diagnosed early, so towards the end of May, June. I thought, right, I've got the whole of summer. What do I do? Do I just wait and be afraid? That was just me, and this is no reflection on anyone else, because you do you. It is a shock, a diagnosis like that. And so I'm just saying that mine was probably driven by fear initially. Doesn't matter what you're driven by sometimes. Don't worry. Mine was probably fear, but what it came out as, well, I'll be damned if I can say that, you know. I'm not going to swear further than that. I'm going to have the best summer. Now, I think that was a reach out to life itself, saying, holding life by the neck and saying, right, if you are going to take my life away in any shape or form, cancer, here we come. I'm going to do this for me. So it was fear at first. And then I remember going to Covent Garden. I was with a friend and it was so lovely. And I just looked at this sign which said, welcome to London. It was 2021, welcome to London. And I love London. That's where my parents live in London. I've always loved London. And I saw this girl next to me walking up to the sign, and I just turned around. I don't know what really made that happen. I turned around and said, would you mind dancing with me? Just, there's no music here, but would you mind in front of the sign? And would you mind if we video it and I share it? Not at all, she said. And she was from Japan, and she was tourist. And we do this dance together in front of this sign, and my friend does it. And that was it. From then on, I danced throughout summer. And then after my chemo started, I remember finding these red boots online. I bought them and I needed a symbolism. And then I thought, although I can't dance for a while, I'm going to dance in these boots by hook or by crook. I've often thought, again, what is it? Did you need to show the world that you're alive? Did you need them to say, hey, look at this girl? What did you need, Amy? And I then said to myself, I needed joy. I needed something bigger than my cancer. I needed some way to say to my own life that just live it right now. Because if you don't, then you're always going to fear something. You've had the worst news ever. You're not trying to be a saint by it, because it's okay to also buckle under it. And I have. I'm not always good at showing those tears on my Instagram, but I have. I've had dark moments where I cried, and all of those are also important. But what I'm trying to strive for here is that I'm not asking people to live it my way, to do it my way, but we all have this joy. And joy is like a human right. People have expressed joy in the most terrible moments of their life too. They have been in prison, they have been abandoned. It's still interesting, just like food and air. We need joy and we have every right to express it. So don't suppress joy, but have it alongside your deepest sorrows, your hardest moments. And that is really what it was about. And looking back, if I can go back to your question, because, I'm very led astray easily, but I think you asked what made me start, and it's also what people said. So instead of saying, my first dance kind of proper public was Oxford Circus. Yeah. And it was with a singer called Victor Ray. Right. And he's huge now. Okay. And he's messaged me. Victor Ray. We will look him up. And anyway, his voice is incredible. Oh my God, it gives me goosebumps. But I came out, and by that time, long story shortened, I'd gone through my chemo, radiotherapy. I had no hair. I had the red boots on. Remember, I promised myself I'd wear them. I came out and I hadn't planned anything. I didn't even know that I would do this public dancing. Not then, not really. Even though I did it in Covent Garden with that girl, and I saw him singing, and I went over, and there was just a brief gap between his songs, and I said, "Do you mind if I just dance here while you sing? Is that such a terrible thing?" I said. He went, "No, go for it." Oh my God, no. I did, and I remember thinking, and if I get tomatoes thrown at me, if I get off get off, because we're here to hear obviously Victor Ray's song. I didn't care. In fact, a girl said, "Would you like me to video?" I said, "Oh, please." So I gave a girl, total stranger, my phone. So it was okay. And that was the beginning, where at the end, I had people clapping for Victor Ray also, of course, Victor Ray. But what I had people coming to me with was, "Oh my God, you really made us happy." I had things like that. Yeah. Why did that make people happy? I'd like to go into that deeper. How did that affect people? They clapped. Some of them started to tap and dance. I think people do want to dance with you as well. Yeah. But even if they don't, they actually express joy. Yeah. So therefore I thought, so I'm not alone. You can spread joy. It is infectious, just as much as melancholy and sorrow is infectious too. And the worst one is when you're draining somebody's mood. Isn't that infectious? You'll feel down, you feel heavy, and you need to go out of the room and think, "Oh my God, I need some fresh air." I don't mean when it's a genuine, friend of yours who's upset. Of course you're there holding each other, right? Yeah. But you know what I mean? When somebody really drains your mood, you think, "Oh my gosh." And so in the same way, maybe that's it. Maybe joy is the currency that I'm going to be working with. Yeah. Somehow. But how do you bottle it? How do you use it? That's my next stage, is what do I do with it? But maybe I've done with it already all along. Yeah. Palladium was all about joy.
Exactly. That was my next question.
Go on.
Let's talk about the Palladium. And I think you were wearing those red boots, weren't you?
Now, Sophie, she's a monkey, because, the Palladium had strict rules. No shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember?
Just for context,
go
Palladium, it was, as I said at the beginning, it was this huge show by Sophie T. It was like an hour. The first half was like interviews and live painting, live music, a choir. And then the second half was like a strutting of like tens and dozens of women in pairs and like walking. And actually, we were all walking apart from someone that was actually dancing. I love that. And we were all kind of dancing, but you really show up.
I was going to say,
we kind of like were dancing. But so that was it two years ago. And Amy, how did you get there? And how did you manage to do it with your red boots? And how did you feel?
I think I winked at Sophie and said, "Sophie, can I keep them on?" Yeah, she interviewed me a while before that with my red boots, and I talked about it. And I think the story is a lovely one. And she just had a soft spot, and I think she just thought we could get away with it. So I did. I wasn't bare feet. I had my red boots on. Yeah, wasn't that incredible? And it was about 50 women, and I just thought, wow, it was uplifting each other, shining the light on each other. And the worst moment was taking the clothes off, not on stage, in the room at the back. Yeah. That's when I realised, oh my God, there's no turning back. You're actually going to take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's real. Like,
it's real. It's happening now. And when I did, that was the worst part. And after that, when Alex came over, beautiful Alex, you know, she got to paint me with her mum. I did love that. There were other people painting me as well, but Alex came and painted me. And she was tearful, I was tearful. And that's when she painted, going back to my earrings, all of that. She painted my earrings. Then I felt clothed, actually, in paint.
Yeah.
And what was interesting about the whole thing, just again for context, we did wear little briefs, right?
Yeah.
So really, at the end of the day, we were works of art.
We were
Living and moving and dancing works of art, weren't we? So can I just say, it wasn't really about nudity in the end, in the way that we might think nudity means. Because in the audience, I remember backstage towards the end, there were 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds who came up to me with their dads. There were dads, mums, they were like people with children.
It was sold out, full Palladium in London, the theatre.
It was a family affair. It wasn't actually, if I can use it, like a titillation. And I wasn't expecting it to be, but I was also surprised on hindsight to think that it wasn't, was it?
Nothing at all. Absolutely not.
We were in fact clothed in amazing paint. We were adorned. We were loved. We strutted. We broke free. It was everything that I couldn't have imagined it to be. And I think the worst time was when I arrived in the morning, having not slept in the night at all, at the Palladium outside. Remember we were gathering outside?
Yeah.
That's when I thought, oh my God, what have I done? Do I really want to do this? It was like, wasn't it $5,000? How many people? No, what was it?
I don't know. It was the full theatre. Like,
full theatre, 2,500?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe even more.
Even more, maybe. Yeah. But then, I loved it because I think that's what it is. I knew it would be joyous. And when I came out on the stage for the interview part, I remember the audience. Yeah. The audience is everything. And not just because you obviously want to be under the spotlight. It is a relationship. Wow. That's when I understood it is ultimately a relationship. And I loved it. And then when I sat on the sofa and it all went quiet, I thought, oh my gosh, yeah. And then you were able to speak. And that's when I realized that whatever was coming out of my mouth, I can't remember. But I knew that the whole thing that Sophie T was doing as well, isn't it about celebration of your confidence, of the way that we put ourselves through about our body, in the way that we negate it so often, we don't think of it, and yet it is carrying us, taking us. It's our main resource, and obviously when your health goes like it did for me, of course you also rethink certain things about being, like for me, without my hair, what does it mean? Being scarred, real scars, as well as inner scars, if you like. What does that mean? And throughout it, I think the biggest thing is, if you have a life with your scars and with all the sorrows, you may also still live and learn, and you actually come through and you're triumphant and you rise again. But if you live your life without joy, then what are you left with? So joy, I see as, it should be an organ, actually, like love. We talk about love a lot, and I understandably so. And our heart is shaped. That's where the love heart comes from. But I think there should be something joy, an organ in our body that is called joy.
Wow.
And what would that be? And that could
what
be
organ would that be?
And it could be what you love about yourself. People find that hard too, don't they?
Yes. Some people can't tell you one thing they love about themselves. Like, it's really hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah. And they compare, as you said, like a lot of people compare each other and they don't feel good enough. And it's hard.
It's hard. And it's okay because it's human.
Yeah.
It's human to be imperfect, and it's human to worry about yourself. Of course it is. So we're not saying don't or you can't, but we're saying that I think what the Palladium made me feel is, that's what it was. I don't know what made. I remember one line was, activate your dreams now.
Yeah.
Don't wait. We activate our cards straight away, your bank cards. We activate them. We can't use them otherwise, right? It's an obvious thing to say. And I had a problem with my card this morning. That's why that came to my mind. And I was thinking, now.
Activate your life now.
Because believe it or not, I did waste time too, looking back. And it perhaps happens in decades. It's not true that I've learned everything right now. It's because of all the Amy's that I am Amy now.
Yeah.
I owe a lot to my past Amy's.
Yeah.
So, when people say, what would you say to your younger self? I'm not really into that in the sense that it implies that I can offer more wisdom to my younger self.
Yeah.
I think it's a two-way process for me personally. I mean, here you are, Chloe, 37. Is that right?
36 or 37?
Sorry.
37. No, I told you 37.
My gosh.
37.
I'm not aging you, am I?
No, I told that, but I think I am. Yeah. I'm 37. Yeah. I just turned 37.
And it is a number. It is a number
Yeah,
on one
matter.
level. I'm 66. It is a number. But it also, the reason I say it sometimes is just to say, and I'm grateful to wake up and be alive. And each decade, roughly, I would say, each age group I was, no, there was a lot of wisdom there too.
Yeah.
I think that there's still always things to learn, and I'm not taking that away from my age. I mean, I'm learning to age.
Yeah.
I'm learning to embrace my wrinkles and whatever you think aging is about for you.
Yeah.
It's not just the physical. And I do think that going into my inner world, I also think that, that's where it's at as well. So if anything, that's married more. It's married more and more close together. But I do feel very strongly about loving every part of yourself right now. I mean, when I was, I've always been very good at loving parts of my body, as in I've always loved my lips. Isn't it funny? I've always loved my lips, so I've always enjoyed wearing lipstick.
Yeah.
Hands, not so much, as I explained earlier. And teeth, because I used to get told that a lot. And people often told me about my voice. That was another thing. Those three things came actually from... I loved it myself, but I never loved my legs, for example, and wouldn't wear shorts. And then I actually wear shorts now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Why not? And why not find things different about yourself?
Yeah, 100%.
As late as it is. Who knows?
I know. And Amy, you must be such a big inspiration also for your family. On purpose or not on purpose, you have a very beautiful family. You told me you just became grandmother, so congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure, you have 2 daughters.
I have 4 daughters, actually.
4 daughters?
Yeah, 4 daughters.
We're talking about the moment and celebrating the moment, but of course they are also the future, and you 100% shape them and help them to see themselves differently, probably, or I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest lesson they learn from you? I don't know if they give you some feedback or if they comment, or I don't know if you've ever talked about this, but what do you think is it's going to be your legacy within your family?
Oh, beautiful question, actually. Chloe, they do also tell me, and I'm blessed for that, because I used to feel, and lots of mums do feel, that I did lots of things imperfect. I didn't feel a good enough mum, especially with 2 divorces under my wings, offering different men in their lives always. And now it is such a blessing. They often say to me, we've just got lots of dads, mum, that love us.
Aww.
And it is actually worked out like that.
Yeah.
With our particular experience, it has worked out like that. There's very little kind of hatred. They go to each dad, different places at Christmas. They come to me. We share each other. And then with this little new baby born, they've brought us together. However, I used to wonder... I mean, obviously during my cancer, I think that was quite a significant time where they all did face possibly losing me at one stage. That was their thinking, I mean.
Course,
are we going to lose our mum? Which is, understandable, because God forbid, I often think of it the other way around. And I think, no. I'm glad it's me, not one of my daughters. You do think like that. And they have said some of the sweetest things, and, like Mother's Day cards and everything. But we've also talked about it. And I said, if I died now, do you know what I am so proud of you all. But the main thing I'm glad is that although you're my daughters, I never treated you as totally belonging to me. You came through me, but I wasn't possessive about you. That is why other people and even aunties in the family could love you. And I never worried that would make me not the mum. And interesting, they said that's possibly why, mum, that's the biggest thing you've given us. Because we feel from you that what you did was you lived your life so large that actually, rather than make us feel that you weren't mum enough, we feel you showed us who Amy was, who happens to be our mum. And therefore, we're very lucky that you're our mum. Honestly, they say that. And if they're interviewed, they'd have 4 different stories.
Yeah.
You're right. They're very different as well. And I think what it is that's it as well. They said, Mum, you went, like Heidi, my second daughter, who's had the baby. I never once have said to her, oh, Heidi, you should do this. You should do that. Never. Because she's Lila's mummy. Let her do it. I have got a different role. And they already say that your role is going to be a crazy, crazy woman. We know that, Mum. So I think that's the biggest legacy, is that they know that if I am gone tomorrow, I really go with peace. Honestly, I don't worry about them, because the biggest lesson as well, even with their partners, with whoever they're with, and one of my daughters not with anyone, for example, is find love wherever it comes from. Seriously. And I'm not saying it's easy, but find love wherever it comes from. But most of all, can you promise me that you're going to love yourself so freaking furiously that nobody can take that away from you? Okay? That's not selfish, to love yourself. It's not narcissism, because if you are, you wouldn't even think of it that way. Okay? You'd be worried. You'd be quite insecure in spite of all of the outer. Whereas if you really love yourself, you're going to have that security coming from inside that will allow you to find your path, whatever that is. And I never would say to any one of my daughters, this should be your path or that should be a path. Even they say, even some parents will say, oh, I just want you to be happy though. Even that is an ask. Why should I say, I just want you to be happy? No. I just want you to be you. Find yourself, hold on to yourself. And on those darkest moments, you find it within you first. Then the other things will actually be the icing on the cake, won't it? Seriously, won't people love you more if you can love yourself the best way? And sometimes you learn the hard way. And I have learned the hard way in my previous relationships. Trust me, I was so needy. I so wanted someone badly. You know what I do with that now? I forgive myself. I love myself more. I'm compassionate. Amy, of course you needed somebody. You didn't have it in your childhood for different reasons. And another story, and a lot of us don't have it in our childhood. A lot of us have parents that, oh my gosh, set you free. Maybe they've done things in such a beautiful way. Even if everyone is imperfect, they've done it that way. And I hope, now it feels as if that's what's happened with my daughters. That's what they say. They feel totally, totally free. And my youngest daughter says to me, Mum, you remember the best talk was, you had rules, funny rules. Can't pierce our ears until we were 10, because you said double digit. I used to make these rules because that's double digit 10. What shall we do? If you want to have your ears pierced, we can go ahead. But before that, I just didn't do it. Not to be snobbish, not to judge anyone else who does. Just I had to have these funny arbitrary rules, because then I would say to them, but if you ever get pregnant, if you ever experience a horrible experience like rape or anything, if you ever have a man that's hurting you, if you ever are in any danger, if you feel unsure about your sexuality but you don't know who to talk to, you come home. You come home, because those are big, and that's where you're going to find absolute acceptance, love, and I'm going to hold you, and you're going to be fine. But if you pierce your ears before 10,
before the double digit, you're out of the home.
And they laugh about that. I said, Mum, you're so weird. You're so weird. You had these. And I said, it's not weird. It's psychologically being quite clever.
Wow.
Because as a teacher, I did the same in my class, not with the same examples. But I would be very strict on the funniest thing. Yeah, if you can't throw that rubbish in the bin, that's it. Come here. If you can't hang your coat up, come here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you've punched someone in the face, which is serious, then it's more, okay, let's talk about this. What happened? Come on. Because you need to get to the root of that.
Yeah.
They need to feel safe with you. And you know what? The children were amazing. They do like to be told to put the rubbish in the bin, believe it or not, in an interesting way. And yet they found probably, I hope, they found they could trust me when it came to the big things.
Yeah.
You don't want them to lie. You don't want them to cheat. You don't want... But the reason you don't want that isn't because you want them to be good, in inverted commas. That's branded too much. Or, otherwise you're naughty. Oh, my goodness. You can't be angry like that and punch someone. No, let's talk about the anger in the first place. Often it was a child, I'll be honest, where they will say the typical thing of, so-and-so punched me first. And that is kind of a logical thing as well, isn't it?
Wow. I mean, the amount of wisdom you just shared right now, like the level of iconicness. No,
Oh my God, no, Chloe.
No, Amy. Like I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave this like this because I feel like I want to comment on everything you've said because it's like. It's such a gift. Like, honestly, I totally agree with you. And you said everything so beautifully that I just hope that like thousands and thousands, millions of people will listen to this because this is the manual of like, I'm not saying the perfect mom because the perfection doesn't exist, but like, I wish one day I will be such a wise and gorgeous mom as you are right now.
And you know how you'll do it, Chloe?
Yeah.
You'll do it with mistakes.
Yes.
That's
true.
the other thing.
True.
And if you're not frightened of admitting and embracing your mistakes, that's what will make you amazing.
Yeah.
Because too many parents hold on to trying to be perfect.
I know.
And including myself.
Yeah.
You know, got to do it right, got to do it this way, got to do it like the book way.
Wow.
No, it's just a relationship. Let the mistakes happen and unfold.
Yeah.
And you also find yourself, but don't lose yourself.
Yeah. Thank you, Amy. Wow.
Thank you, Chloe.
And we're wrapping up.
Oh,
we have 3 minutes left. We're gonna just bookend and then do the breathing again and see where you're at with your body. And just we're gonna say goodbye to everyone. I think we need a part 2. To be fair, let us know if you want Amy back because I have so much more to hear from you. And thank you for that. Honestly,
Thank you, though. Oh.
Wow.
Thank you, Chloe.
Thank you, Amy. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, like wow. Right. Oh my God. Well, I invite you to close your eyes again and have 3 last breaths together and embrace your emotions, embrace what comes up. We're just gonna round this up. So inhale for 4, hold, and exhale for 8. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold. Exhale very slowly. And the last one, inhale. Hold. And exhale. How's your body feeling right now?
Excited, actually. So my body is feeling excited, and already the overthinking can come in and spoil the bodies.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, gosh, did you say too much? Did you say this? No. And I now feel, wow, what an opportunity this has been. And I think my body is feeling thankful for being a part of this today. Thank you, Chloe.
Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you so much. Honestly, thank you. And thank you everyone for being here with us, listening till this point, watching till this point.
If you're here, thank you. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love you. Thank you.
You find everything about Amy in the show description, in everything. Find her on Instagram. Find her on, where can they find you? On Instagram mainly.
Oh yeah, Amy at Bisbrook Artisans. Is my handle.
Yeah, and you will not regret following because the amount of joy that she's gonna activate and activate is infinite. So thank you for doing that to the world. Thank you for following this journey. I've been Chloe. You've been Amy. You've been amazing.
Thank you.
There you go. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you very much.